there a second on that?
Hey! We're recording the podcast!
It's gonna be a dorky one today. Good morning to you, wherever you are, because it is
Morning Subway!
for July 27th, 2026. My name is Bernie Burns, sitting right over there. She forgot her badge. It's Ashley Burns. Say hi to Ashley, everybody.
What am I going to do without my badge? I'm supposed to be in there.
Word of warning to everybody listening today. It's Monday, everybody. Welcome to Monday. Today's going to be a dorky one because San Diego Comic-Con, the biggest pop culture convention in the United States, at least, was this weekend. So there's a lot of like dorky news to...
So lock in, nerds.
Yeah, so if you're not into like, comic book movies, there's a Matchbox movie apparently, stuff like that. That's what we're going to be talking about today.
You know what, though? You sold me on the Matchbox movie in like 10 seconds. I hadn't even seen the trailer yet.
You could...
you were like, it looks like Fast and the Furious meets Jumanji, and I was like, I'm sold!
It is 100% the vibe of that trailer. Like when I saw that there was, the Slate Matchbox, the movie, I thought, oh, come on. Isn't that also like 10 years too late to be making like something based on a toy?
No.
Like wasn't that the Battleship era and things like that?
Well, no.
But then I watched the trailer, John Cena as Jessica Biel. It's great. I'm like, okay, yeah. It's got a fun vibe to it.
Matchbox, it feels like it's trying to like also thread, kind of like there was a meta in the Lego movie that seems like they're kind of like bringing a little bit into Matchbox, but also there's very much the Jumanji.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I think it looks great.
Well, before we get to the Comic-Con stuff, other entertainment news, I've been playing Halo all weekend, and I've been playing with Finn and Evie watching. She has a controller, though, that we give to her, so she doesn't play.
Is it like a turned off like dummy controller with no batteries in it?
Well, what we do sometimes is when we pick up an energy sword, which you originally could not do in the original Halo, we give her the controller, and she goes over to the wall and hits the wall with the energy sword, and she likes that. I will say this, though, for people who are familiar with the game Halo, the original story, we have not gotten to the flood, and I'm going to have a choice to make when we get to the flood of whether or not the kids are allowed to see that.
Right, because it might be too much.
Well, it actually, I was talking with somebody this weekend, I forget who, but they were saying, I forgot that Halo was a horror game. And I was like, yeah. It's
interesting,
even
right? Okay.
It's even got like found footage in it at one point, like where you discover some footage from some people who went through a calamity. And that's how they introduced the flood.
Not a calamity, Bert.
Yeah, they had a calamity. They went into space, they met aliens, and they had themselves a calamity. But man, I'm loving it. What a fucking great game. And I feel like it's not nostalgia. Like after a while too, with like the storyline of Halo as things get bigger, you're like, well, maybe it was of a time, right, when I played the original stuff, but there's just something about the grandness and the mystery of that first story that's just really compelling.
It can't be just the nostalgia, though, because the kids are really locked in on it.
They're so locked in.
Like Finn is like, I only have so much screen time per day. I'm saving it for Halo.
Yep. So
like this is a 6-year-old. He's not dealing on nostalgia at the moment.
Also, so weird that the more things change, the more they stay the same. Here I am with kids, playing Halo, in
and
2026, Minecraft. And Minecraft is like just stays a constant in our lives. It's crazy how that works.
Well, I guess it's really like it's interesting though the ones that do stand the test of time.
We have to figure out though because our like. I feel like socially our kid is now getting hurt by our staunch no Roblox stance in this house.
Yeah, he may be, but I'm not bending it.
I'm not bending
the stance. I
I
had to explain to him. I was like, different houses have different rules, and we're very careful about what games we consider safe for you to play, and Roblox is just not safe.
It's like, look, kid, we want to keep you safe, so you can't play Roblox. We want to keep you cool, so you can't play Fortnite. That's the way it works. By the way, Dad plays Fortnite. But anyway, and before I want to point something out too, because I think it's important to point this out when it happens. Odyssey this last weekend did something like I think it was like $87 million or whatever. But the point is, for the wildly successful director Christopher Nolan, it is now his best second weekend ever. You have to be careful about the way.
What I read is that the Odyssey only dropped 20% weekend to weekend. Which is a really big deal, right? Everyone always looks at the drop off from first to second weekend to figure out what the long tail is going to look like in cinemas, right? Like what is the lifetime box office this thing can earn based on how it dropped from first to second week. So only dropping 20% is a really big deal.
I want to point this out, though, because I think this is important, because there was a little bit of a thread that was going before Odyssey hit theaters where the go woke, go broke crowd was like starting to target this movie. That crowd goes very silent when they are wrong.
Right. They're like, what, you mean like they pretend that they were never upset about
that
it?
was never a thing. We were never looking at this movie. They were 100% with the casting of the movie and everything.
Like, this is going to be a bomb. Everyone's going to hate this. No one asked for this. No one wants this.
Had it been a bomb, they would be blood in the water. They'd all be there talking about how right they were. I think that's a crowd that works big time off of confirmation bias, right?
I would agree.
Yeah, like even with Supergirl and stuff like that casting. By the way, can I just say, one of the weirdest conversation threads around Supergirl is that by casting Millie Alcock, that they didn't cast someone pretty. In what world is Millie Alcock not pretty? What world does that exist in?
I read a really interesting thing that I liked that's got me more on the Supergirl train, which is they're saying that it was fine for her to be like messy and not like hot messy, but just like kind of a mess.
Yeah, but that's how they presented her at the end of Superman as well, right?
Yeah, and she was. And I was like, I like that. I like that someone can be just like a mess, not like a sexy mess who's like having sex with a bunch of people to like get through daddy issues or whatever. Not a sexy mess. Just a fucking mess.
Okay, well, this is a segue into now the Comic-Con portion of our podcast, which is going to be everything.
Like everything.
Till the end here. Maybe not the best segue, considering how we started the conversation. But I have to say, there was trailers for Clayface, trailers for Lanterns, and then I want to say something else DC related. I don't know what it is, but that kind of plays into my overall approach to DC now. I really hate to say this, but I feel like the Gun DC universe is not long for this world.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm just not investing in it now.
Right, like you don't want to invest too much because it might be gone soon. I'm wondering too though, like how much of that is because keep in mind, we're only 2 movies in at this point. And just like the most recent one didn't do expectations. We liked Superman, fine, right? So it's not like it's gone all that deep into the roster yet. And I wonder how much of that is because Supergirl didn't do great, or how much of it is just this sort of background trepidation that with them getting gobbled up by Paramount, how much is going to get cut, even if it was good. So don't get invested.
Can I also say, watching the Marvel stuff that did come out of Comic-Con, I also wonder, are we just reaching the end of the age of superhero movies? Like, have we reached it officially? Because even watching the Doomsday cast do their interviews, it was almost like they were goofing on themselves at this point. Like, there was an interview that I watched where the interviewer was asking them, like, did anyone here get a full script? And it was like playing into the whole spoilers thing, but then they were like riffing of like, oh, I didn't get a script. I got a few pages, and somebody said, I got 50 different scripts. So that's what and Robert Downey Jr. was like in the front, like,
is he just desperately trying to steer this ship?
Yeah, because the cast has like grown over time. Like, a lot of the names and faces have changed, and they're all just kind of like goofing around. And you could tell he's like still at the head of this ship, like going, hey, let's try to keep this a little bit serious.
He's trying to like earn his big figures.
Yeah. And it's like, it got to that weird thing of like, you can't tell if it's parody or not, where are they making fun, or is this really a problem, you know?
Or are they just desperately trying not to spoil things?
Yeah, exactly.
And so they just spout a bunch of nonsense because they can't say anything, because if they say anything, they might accidentally spoil something, and then everyone's in big trouble.
Yeah, and at the same time, too, it's like, who's watching these like pre-interviews for movies that are coming out that also hasn't read the comic books, right? Like, I feel like,
well, me.
If you're working from source material, what can you spoil, right?
I guess so.
Like, you could go read the Doomsday storyline, or at least the ones that inspired it right now if you wanted to.
Yeah, but they change a lot of like different things for the movies, or they'll just like take a piece from this comic and a piece from this comic and like mush them together into something new. So I do understand there's absolutely the ability to spoil things. You know, it's just like most of us don't have the charm of Mark Ruffalo to get away with spoiling the whole thing.
Yeah, when he famously spoiled the end of Infinity War. Yeah. Poor Don Cheadle sitting there like a deer in the headlights.
Like, what are you doing?
Oh my God.
You know, or Tom Holland, who you'll note like has gone through lessons on how not to spoil your own film.
Don Cheadle's great though, because how many times have you been in a situation with someone who's talking, and your whole goal is to just get them to stop talking. That's it.
Just please stop.
Don't try to fix this. Don't do damage control. Just stop talking. That's the best way that we can limit the damage of this situation.
Don't trip over your own tongue trying to walk it back. Just stop.
So
just stop here.
Doomsday trailer, which we talked about last week, was part of this Comic-Con release.
Yeah, there were a couple of other things. Marvel's announced that Ryan Gosling is the new Ghost Rider, which I didn't see coming. Apparently, this is a role that years ago he was like, "That's what I would want to be in the MCU."
No shit,
and he's got it.
Yeah, we talked about this on the sponsor chat a little bit more this weekend because that announcement had just been made. But it's interesting because Ghost Rider, I think, is a very cool looking character, probably one of the best designed superheroes, if you want to call him that I've ever seen. But I just don't know much about Ghost Rider. He seems like very much of a time, like the 1970s. But I got to say this. It's Ryan Gosling. What's the last bad Ryan Gosling movie that you remember?
God, I'm gonna have to go and look up his filmography.
He really
to find
doesn't
out.
make bad movies.
Bombs.
He really doesn't.
But also,
you know what I say about Ryan Gosling? He makes movies that have a high potential to be huge bombs, right?
Right.
And then they don't.
And there are movies that don't even do great commercially, but then you go watch them and you go, this is fantastic. Like The Nice Guys.
Like The Nice Guys. Stuff he's fucking around doing, it seems like on the side or whatever. Even like the movie between movies that people make because they have so much time. I've been watching interview after interview after interview and AMAs with Alan Ritchson.
Dude works.
Does that guy have more than 24 hours in the day? Because he is constantly in stuff now.
Yeah, whoever said that we all have the same 24 hours has not met him because he's doing something with his 24 hours that's beyond most of us. So they're doing a lot of promotions because the new season of Reacher is coming out. And then there's a spin-off of the new Reacher show called Neely that follows a side character from the Reacher show.
That he's also in.
Yeah.
He's in a spin-off of his own show.
Yeah. But then he also he's signed a first look deal with Amazon Studios. He keeps having all the movies come out on Prime. I'm like, I don't know that guy. He's in everything. He's doing all stuff all the time.
Motor City looks so good. It looks so good.
Yeah, so he signed a first look deal with Amazon. And he's already had a bunch of these various movies coming out on Amazon. I don't know where he finds the time. But backing up to Comic-Con and Marvel announcements, they also confirmed Black Panther 3 is coming, and they cast Black Panther 3.
I didn't even know they were making that.
Yeah, well, they just confirmed it. So it's coming out 2028. Ryan Coogler is back directing it, so that's very exciting. And this one is interesting, too, because they've confirmed that the new Black Panther, played by David Johnson, is T'Challa's grown son.
Oh, okay.
So now we're trying to figure out, how did he get a grown son so fast?
Well, also the Hulk has a grown son now, too. Like in one of the post-credit scenes,
yeah.
Hulk's son was in there.
Yeah. Was it post-credit scene or was it from the She-Hulk show?
Was that what it was
I don't even remember, but yes, I've seen the grown son.
The whole last phase of Marvel seems like a post-credits scene in a way. Just random shit. It's like, are we going to go forward with this? Who knows? Maybe we will, maybe we won't.
We'll see. We'll find out.
Maybe half the people are Skrulls. Maybe they're not.
Hey, guess what? We just cast Charlize Theron as an end credit scene.
It is interesting.
Well done, everybody.
It is interesting to me that the MCU has run into the same problems that the comics universe has had, where it's just it grew so much, it got all over the place, and now they're going to have to do the same things they had to do in the comics. Like they're going to have to do a big reset or something like that.
Well, it seems like that's what's coming, right?
Yeah.
That's going to be the end of this era, is they're going to destroy everything and start over.
Yeah. It's like they walk straight into it. Speaking of walking into stuff, my least favorite thing happened here. There is a new Resident Evil movie that they announced, which is great.
That's Zach Krieger. So the guy who did the Weapons movie is doing the this new Resident Evil, and they released a trailer for it.
There was a very Hollywood moment. There was one of the slates in the middle of it, which is from the mind of Zach Krieger. And I go, is it? Resident Evil is from his mind exactly? I mean, he must have liked the games growing up. You know what the name of the new Resident Evil movie is, Ashley?
Is it just Resident Evil?
It's Resident Evil. Just calling it Resident Evil. So full reboot, I guess, at this point.
We're going back to basics, baby.
Well, it does take place in Raccoon City, from what I could tell. So that'll be a big thing for Resident Evil fans.
Yeah, no, the trailer's interesting, and I'm curious to see then where it goes, with this character who just sort of seems like a random dude who accidentally walks into the situation. And I do like that it's random people getting caught up in these great, crazy events. So we'll see what happens with that. There were a lot of announcements.
I love being a casual and talking to people who are way into something too. JD's girlfriend.
Because you become so mad so fast.
Yeah, JD's girlfriend Jenna. No, it's like just like they're like, I don't want to talk to you about this anymore. I was talking to her about Resident Evil. I didn't know this. She's a huge Resident Evil fan, which took me by surprise.
I didn't know that.
And I started trying to talk to her about some of the games. Like, is that the one that was in the Hungarian village with the worm parasites? Or is that the one in the swamp with the Whataburger cup? And she's like, I don't want to talk to you about this anymore. Your casual knowledge is insulting, the thing that I love. I'm that way too. I saw a trailer. I am the world's most casual Green Lantern fan.
Okay.
And I can talk with zero authority about Green Lantern or anything about Green Lantern. Like, I know the characters like Hal Jordan, Guy Gardner. I know them. I don't know anything about it. It's not beloved to me. And people are upset about this Lantern series and the way it's being portrayed, the Green Lantern Corps.
Are they? Because I thought that from everything I heard, they just put a new trailer out. And the new trailer seems to have had done a bit of redemption for how people are seeing the series. That like maybe what they're showing and importantly what they're not showing are actually going in a positive direction. I think the first teaser they showed for it was not as well received, but this new one seems like people are a little bit happier with. I don't know anything about lanterns. I know that Ryan Reynolds met his wife on the set of Green Lantern.
The movie.
The movie.
Yeah, and that had Mark Strong as Sinestro,
Did
too.
it?
Yeah, it was good casting, I thought. I thought it was really good casting.
Mark Strong's always good casting.
I went back
let's be fair.
and watched that Green Lantern, and other than the fact that it's really clean, I don't know another way to put it. Like, it's super clean. It feels like
nobody gets dirty?
like flawless CGI. It's just too clean.
Okay.
It's my only note that I have.
Okay.
I did see that people were on this new Lantern series. They were disappointed about the costumes in particular. Like the lack of green, for instance, in some of the costumes.
I see.
I'm like I said, I'm a casual in this. My takeaway is I liked the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern movie, and I'm looking forward to this Lantern series. It looks fine to me.
Yeah,
maybe being a casual
fired.
is protecting me. Maybe it's protecting me.
Speaking of casual fans, Neuromancer is one of the early like sci-fi, like cyberpunk books that I read, and so I've been looking forward to seeing the first teaser for the Apple TV series that they've announced, and it's out now thanks to Comic-Con. And I gotta say, that teaser looks dope. It's been so long that I don't actually remember a lot about Neuromancer, except that it was very important to the genre. And when I read it, I liked it, even though a lot of it didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Watching the teaser looks sick.
So I don't know anything. I'm embarrassed to say this, anything about the source material at all. And I didn't know this was coming out. By the second cut of it looks more like a teaser than an actual trailer.
It is a teaser.
By the second cut of it, I was immediately locked in. And I was asking you, what is this? What is this? What is this? And it was Neuromancer. So it's I'm really excited for it.
And on a related note as well, they've put out a trailer for the Blade Runner 2099 series.
I was gonna say that from Ryan Gosling, yeah.
Yeah, which is has now been confirmed to be a limited series. Which
Okay.
I'm like, that's great. Tell your beginning, your middle, tell your end. Get out 8-episode series. I'm sold.
Yeah, and the guy that I always see mentioned in the, hey, what's a 1-season show that was an absolute banger? Mike Flanagan keeps coming up for that. For Midnight Mass, Haunting of Hill House, and now he's got one for Carrie as well, which I assume is from the Stephen King novel, Carrie.
Yeah.
And so that's great too. I'm with you. I like the limited series. Let's go.
Let's do more of those.
I was segueing from a Ryan Gosling story. He is not in Blade Runner 2099, as far as I know.
No, he was Blade Runner 2049.
He was in 2049, which was great. It's like, once again, huge potential to be a bomb. You know, that Barbie, stuff like that. Those things, if those things fell flat on their face, you'd be like, of course. Who's going to go back and watch?
Who needed a sequel, 30 years later for this one film?
I think Blade Runner might have been 45 years
Shut
later,
up.
something like that. Because it was 1982 when Blade Runner came out. And 2049 was so good.
It was
so
so
good.
good.
So good. So
good.
I have
Ooh,
faith in 2099.
Maybe The Fall Guy. Maybe that's the last movie he did that didn't go great. But I actually really liked The Fall Guy.
How dare you? Emily Blunt was in that, and
She was.
She does not make bad movies either.
I
So,
know.
There you go.
I know. It just didn't do great theatrically. It was the box office whipping boy for a while when it came out.
Not even a movie this year she didn't make that was bad. I'm sticking with that, even though I remember nothing about that movie somehow after having seen it. I sat down with the kids this weekend, and one of the things we did is I gave them extra screen time because we watched Super Mario Galaxy together as well. I saw that movie in theaters. I remembered nothing.
There's not a lot to remember about it
from that movie.
I remember we came out of it saying like you could explain the whole film step by step, and I think you still couldn't spoil it.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, because it didn't matter at all. But I did like the love letter to the actual video games, like towards the end. That was where they'd actually cut to like 8-bit and 16-bit graphics. That was pretty cool. I thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, so Comic-Con's over. Comic-Con pulled in another 135,000 people this weekend, and they have now capped their capacity at the San Diego Convention Center. Is that what it is? Anyway, for their event center, they have now capped out. So it will now be 135,000 people till the end of time until it's
That's the most people that it can ever have.
It will be the last con that ever exists, I feel like. Don't you?
Oh, yeah. That one's going to the heat death of the universe. And then they're going to throw a party to watch the sun explode.
Exactly right. It'll be a Star Trek movie that they'll go watch. What do you think is the second biggest con out there? Historically, I would have said Dragon Con, but
Gen Con?
Maybe I think Dragon Con was bigger in my head than it ever was in reality.
Maybe. I don't know. Let's see. Biggest
Anime Expo? That might be one. With those anime kids, they love their stuff. They get there in their cosplays.
The largest conventions in the world. Let's see. Eurotier, Canton Fair, CES.
Gamescom?
Anime Expo, Gamescom.
CES, that's not what we're talking about for a pop culture con. That's just like that's a conference.
Yeah, I mean that's like much more. Well, that's more of a trade show, right? So it's not like open to just people, Bernie.
Right.
People aren't going to CES.
That's not what I'm talking about. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. A pop culture convention. And like Gamescom would be in there, right?
Yeah, I think Gamescom would be the other.
Is
big
it
one.
com or con?
Gamescom.
Com with an M.
Yep.
Fucking Germans. Messing up the whole system for everybody. What are you going to do? But what else should we cover? Let me go through the quick list of trailers here, and we'll see if we missed anything. Let's see here. There's Johnny Depp is in a Christmas Carol movie just called Ebenezer.
Okay.
Looks interesting.
You got to have one of those every couple of years. It seems like it's like contractually required for Hollywood to put out one every few years.
Yeah. I want to see Johnny Depp in like a laid back role, where there's no like chewing up the screen or anything like that. Just like a chill
Where he
Johnny
just plays
Depp
like a suburban dad.
Is that impossible anymore?
I don't know.
Like he just shows up and starts chewing shit up. And then there's a new season of Dark Matter was announced.
Yeah.
And,
also,
I've been meaning to watch that. So.
And a new trailer for Percy Jackson as well.
Yeah, that was like a teaser.
Which I can't really speak to because I should have followed that source material and just missed it somehow.
It is one of those things where you can check all the boxes and it just doesn't make it, right?
Right.
Yeah. Although they're still making those Hunger Games movies as well.
And they're still doing great.
And I feel like that was kind of like in the middle. Also, speaking of all this, there's a Rings of Power season, the trailer.
Yeah, new season trailer.
Are they in like original material at this point for that show?
I don't know. At what point is it like someone made a reference to something, therefore it's not original material, it's still adapted? Yeah.
Like they referenced the battle that took place and it was one sentence and that's
right. So now that's the whole season.
Yeah, they get a whole season out of it. Absolutely. And Stephen Colbert shows up and starts writing stuff for him. That's so great. He's got time now. He's got time. All right, Ashley, who do we have to thank for joining us on the Comic-Con floor?
All right, I want to say a big thank you to Comic-Con veteran Dan Fedinition and Who's Your Hell. Thank you both so much for sponsoring this episode of our show at patreon.com/morningsomewhere and roosterteeth.com.
All right, well, that does it for us today. Monday, July 27th, 2026. We will be back to talk to you tomorrow. We hope you will be here as well.
Bye, everybody.